Dear Ukrainians, in a few minutes, the new year will arrive, and I would give everything in the world, to be able to say in this address that peace will also arrive in a few minutes. Unfortunately, I cannot do that yet, but with a clear conscience, we all, can say that Ukraine is definitely doing everything for peace, and continues to do so. I returned to Kyiv yesterday at 6 in the morning. Our team spent almost 50 hours on the road. The peace agreement is ready at 90%. 10% remain, and that's much more than just numbers. That's 10% in which everything is actually contained. That's about 10% that will determine the fate of peace, the fate of Ukraine and Europe, how people will live. 10% to preserve millions of lives. 10% of the determination needed for peace to work at 100%. 10% of that necessary unity and wisdom. Ukrainian, American, European, of the whole world. 10% to peace. I want all of us to be on the same wavelength right now, to understand reality in the same way, to be armed, and not only on the battlefield, to be armed with the truth about who really wants what Ukraine wants, what America wants, what Russia wants, what Europe and the whole world wants. Let's start with the most important. What does Ukraine want? Peace? Yes. At any cost? No. We want the end of the war, but not the end of Ukraine. Are we tired? Very much. Does that mean we're ready to surrender? Whoever thinks that is greatly mistaken. And obviously, over all these years, they still haven't understood who Ukrainians are. A people who have held on for 1,407 days of full-scale war. Just comprehend these numbers. That's more than the Nazi occupation of many of our cities during World War II. 1,407 days of unconquered Ukraine, which is practically in shelters every night, in battle every day, often without light, often without sleep, and many days on position, many, but always without panic, without chaos, without discord, in unity to achieve peace. Do we want the war to end? Undoubtedly. Why hasn't this happened yet? Answer, next door to our state. Can Russia end the war? Yes. Does it want to? No. Can the world force it to do so? Yes. Only that way will it work. Why doesn't the world do this fully? Let's figure it out. In order, honestly, as it is. Our people know this best. Russia does not end its wars on its own. There has never been a war in history that they ended of their own will. Only pressure from others, only coercion from others, which they themselves call a gesture of goodwill. That's how it has been all the years that Russia fought with someone. That is, in all the years of its existence. This can be confirmed by everyone who Moscow has gone to war against at different times. Poland, Turkey, Finland, Syria, Georgia, Abkhazia, Ossetia, Chechnya, and this list can be continued endlessly, because almost the entire territory of Russia was assembled from wars. That's who we're dealing with. We, that's Ukraine, that's Europe, America, the whole world. Withdraw from Donbass and everything will end. That's how deception sounds in translation from Russian. In translation into Ukrainian, into English, German, French, and actually any language of the world. Does anyone still believe them? Unfortunately, because too often the truth is avoided, called diplomacy, although it's just lies in suits. And that's why there's pressure on Ukraine. Yes, and that's why we fight like this. And we prove what seemed to be long obvious truths, that after the occupation of Crimea, the seizure of parts of Donetsk and Luhansk regions, the full-scale invasion on February 24th, after Bucha, Mariupol, Olenivka, and everything that the Kremlin has been doing all this time, believing them at their word is simply a sentence. A sentence for joint international security, and for every leader who simply must protect their people. Have our arguments been heard? We hope very much. Have they agreed with us? Not fully. Not yet. And that's exactly why we're still talking about 90 and not all 100% readiness of the peace. Tensions must become security guarantees and therefore be ratified by the Congress of the United States, by European parliaments, by all partners. A Budapest piece of paper won't suit Ukraine. A Minsk jewel-like track is not needed by Ukraine. Signatures under weak agreements only fuel the war. My signature will stand under a strong agreement. And that's exactly what every meeting, every call, every decision is about right now. To ensure a strong peace for everyone. Not for a day, a week, or 2 months. Peace for years. And only then is it truly a success. Of Ukraine, America, Europe, actually of every nation that wants to live, not to fight. I said this to President Trump. I said it during the first meeting, when everything could have ended in a storm for all of us, and during the recent meeting, which gives hope to all of us. That peace is close. It is possible like never before, and we are capable of ensuring this together. And I'll say honestly, it was not easy at all to achieve such a change in the temperature of relations between Ukraine and the United States. From the first Oval Office and all the sharp corners to the conversation in Mar-a-Lago, which confirms the fact nothing will work without Ukraine. Ukraine has defended its right to a voice, and everyone sees that Ukraine respects itself, and therefore they respect us. Respect Ukraine. And the most obvious proof of this is the 7 meetings I had this year with the President of America. And no matter where in the world we met, Washington, New York, The Hague, the Vatican, the President of the USA always mentions our people, talks about how bravely Ukrainians fight, and for the whole world, such a mention of Ukrainians has become mandatory. It's happening. Such happening is pride to be the president of such a nation. And of such a state, which has withstood and reaches any enemy military object and refinery, returns the war to Russia, teaches NATO military what modern drones are, which gives an asymmetric slap to Russia and forces Putin to lie that he took Kupiansk 3 times and shot down drones near his residence with his own hands. Ukraine, which has mature farsightedness, has its own long-range capability, and therefore has arguments, has wisdom, dignity, and is ready for compromise, but not for shame. And I thank every leader who supports Ukraine in this, who understands the most important thing. Today there are only 2 options, and only 2. Either the world stops Russia's war, or Russia drags the world into its war. It's a shock that after so many wars, after 4 years of such a war, the war in Ukraine, in Europe, unfortunately, this has to be explained to many. We explain, we repeat, and even leaders are changing, but the questions are the same. Is America capable of stopping the aggressor very quickly and decisively? Unequivocally. Would we like that? Very much. And when is that possible? Always. And when do we need it? We needed it yesterday. And in 26 it's possible. Sanctions exist. We are grateful. Sanctions fight Russia, but only a death grip will work. Russian oil is already cheap, but their tankers must stop completely to stop the war. Russian factories are already slowing down, but they must stand still so that the occupier doesn't lose. And tomahawking in Ukrainian hands will actually prove only one thing. Peace has no alternative, and peace must be, and support, and a strong agreement must be, and then everything will work. Does Europe understand this? Yes. Does all of Europe understand this? No. And I don't want such understanding to come to everyone in Europe one day at 4 in the morning, as it was in Ukraine. I don't want such understanding to be brought to all Europeans by equipment with the letter Z on their streets. And when Putin says, we're not planning to attack you, that's the first bell of where exactly his tanks will go and his drones will fly. And we have every right today to say Ukraine is actually the only shield that currently separates comfortable European life from the Russian world. And for most leaders, the question doesn't arise, why support Ukraine? Because if, God forbid, Ukraine falls, there will be next question. Why support Poland? And who will fight for the Baltic states? And what to do without Ukraine? Ukraine needs Europe, and Europe Ukraine. We feel this like never before. And when after meetings in the States, now we call our partners and Europeans don't sleep. Everyone is very worried and always in touch. And we consult with Emmanuel, the President of France, on how to act further. And when on the way to sea, we talk with the Chancellor of Germany, Friedrich says, air defense will be. And we talk with Keir Starmer that we need to meet right after the meeting. No need to take any pauses, so that there is a coalition of the willing to push through all the documents and not lose America and push Russia. And how absolutely right Georgia Maloney is when she says, look, the agreement document must be correct. This must be such that Ukrainians accept it. This must be approved by Ukrainians, because if everything is unfair and peace is fragile and Moscow attacks again, he says, I don't want them disappointed people in Ukraine to burn portraits of European and American leaders in the squares. These words, that peace must be worthy, are supported by all who really do a lot for Ukraine. The Netherlands and Sweden, Norway and Poland. And the Prime Minister of Denmark, Mette, who always says, We are doing not enough for Ukraine. We must do more for Ukraine because it's for the protection of all Europe and Spain, which is with us, and the Vatican and FNAR with their diplomacy and prayer. Czechia, Romania, Greece, Turkey, all countries of the European Union. And this morning, the President of Finland, Alex Stubb, calls me, and every day we call each other. And after our important conversations, he always says at the end, "Friend, don't forget to train, because you have to be strong. Ukrainians have to be strong. We believe in you. We all need you." And this is our communication with European leaders. This warmth and spirit of this partnership mean that Ukraine is already part of the European family, and all negotiation clusters between us are actually long open. And such unity gives hope. And such unity of Ukraine and Europe is proven. We have obtained support of $100 billion. That's much more than just aid to you. That's the resilience of our army. That's calm for our people. That's money. Salary, that's pension. Yes, that's life. And that's justice that in the end, Russia pays for. And such unity and such caring for Ukraine, first of all, extends far beyond the continent. It is noticeable and felt by us in Japan, in Australia, in Canada. I am very grateful to everyone in the world who is on the bright side of history, on the side of Ukraine, and does everything so that Ukraine can achieve its own, push through, can press to peace. Dear people, in a moment, the new year. Millions of us are waiting for it. And we will have the new year despite everything, because we are such people. We are Ukrainians. We will come up with something. We will prepare, and it will be beautiful. It will be tasty. There will be a glass of champagne. Maybe someone has something stronger, and there will be a toast. Very important words. A toast. One for all. For millions of Ukrainians. For our warriors who are now at zero line. For everyone who gave their life for Ukraine. For all who save us every day. For all who are always, even on this night, on duty. Firefighters, doctors, energy workers. For our people who return from captivity and who will meet this new year at home. For all whom we are waiting for all who help us. For the war to end, for peace to come, for the enemy to succeed in nothing. And it won't succeed as long as we fight like this, as long as we hold on like this, as long as we are Ukrainians. Russia will have to end the war as soon as they find one more reason for them to fight. That's why we often say to each other what our guys on the front say. All we need is to hold on one day longer than they do. And we add today to be one step ahead, 1 hour faster, one decision bolder. And may it be 1/10, but better. And by 10%, by those 10% I mentioned at the beginning, by 10% stronger. And then we will win peace 100%. I wish this to all of us. Dear Ukraine, the year 2025 is coming to an end. Around us is real winter, and what we haven't seen for a very long time, snow on New Year's. And all children, undoubtedly, if honestly, and adults, were waiting for this. And this gives us strong feeling. We really want something, sooner or later, to happen. Undoubtedly, right now, we want peace the most. But unlike New Year's snow, it won't fall from the sky just like that, as a miracle. fight for it and work for it. And we will continue to do so. Because we really want in 2026 for it to be quiet in the sky and calm on the ground, for warmth and light in our homes, and not 170, but all 220 as it should be, for all our people to return home, from the front, from captivity, from occupation, for us to be, for Ukraine to be. Happy New Year, dear people. Glory to Ukraine.
Дорогі народи, слава Україні!